Hello.
Hello. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. This debate will come to order. I am pleased to welcome you all to the online debate for the current issue in Malaysia. Let me introduce our panel, Hanis Shazwani, and for second panel is Salihuddin Ali. And I am your moderator, Abdul Hadi bin Abdul Raid. On 27 March 2020, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has announced the national concern through package ransangan ekonomi prihatin rakyat, value RM250 billion, which will benefit all the communities, especially to the B40 and M40 group, and including small and medium enterprise. From the stimulus package, RM128 billion will be used for the welfare of the people. RM100 billion to support business including small and medium enterprise, and RM500 million for the health minister for the purchase of equipment and hire contract staff, especially nurse. The Prime Minister said the government also aimed to do its best to assist effort taken by industry and the business besides ensuring that employers in all sectors, regardless of size, are able to keep their jobs. Prihatin is a stimulus announced by the government to curb the impact of COVID-19 spread. The package aims to provide immediate assistance for all Malaysian people, especially for those who are impressed with the burden of liability and are affected in terms of the income. COVID-19 outbreak has impacted the Malaysian economy and workers as the country has been in a lockdown since March 18. Thus, the topic is being debated today is Prihatin Economic Stimulus Package. For the first round, our first speaker will point out the reason why this stimulus package is suitable for business side.
Okay, thank you to our Mr. Moderator. According to the current speech from our Prime Minister, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin on 1st April 2020 with title Additional Prihatin Stimulus Package Prihatin, he said that they had received letters, memorandum and views from many parties. These include SME Association, Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia, Usahanita and many more. The government take it seriously and come up with initiative in order to help SMEs group who apparently being affected due to the outbreak. For your information, SME contributes to quite 2/3 of the total employment in our country and almost 40% to the economy. Therefore, it's important for the work to stay resilient within the face of economic pressures that are affecting us. Fortunately, the government had announced a special Prihatin grant amounting to RM2.1 billion been established for eligible micro enterprises. A grant of RM3,000 will be provided to each company, benefiting almost 70 hundreds micro enterprises. Without further ado, let's move to my first point. It is compulsory for the SMEs to obtain such incentive because business is the contributors to the country's GDP. If this group cannot maintain their company, they will seriously affected and even close. Even company has saving or emergency money to pay workers, salaries could not support for 5 or 6 months. In fact, they have to lay off their workers. Okay, next, SMEs company need to survive in order to pay for the fixed costs, even though there is a production produced, they still need to pay for the fixed costs such as machinery, rental and etc. Fixed cost is eligible where the charges remain fixed regardless of the business sales or production volume. In other words, there are a set of expenses that company must pay. So it is clear believe that government need to focus more on SMEs company because they have many expenses to pay for compared to individual. Okay, my last point is it is important for the government to help SMEs to support the local business from failing due to the limitation of exporting. This is because local company had so much losing due to the high input price that they invested in making the products. When they cannot export to the others country with higher price, they had to sell the products in local market with cheaper price to finish the stock because the product is not long lasting and perishable, especially for agriculture produce. For example, company that are produce premium fruit that usually export to another country, but they cannot do that due to the outbreak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to the first speaker for the good point. Next, let's proceed to the second speaker that will deliver express his opinion about individual side.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Assalamualaikum, and I only have 2 points to be highlighted. My first point is government should focus more on individuals. This is because the M40 and B40 group are the biggest group in Malaysia. There are two group. These two groups are very sensitive to change of economy, especially B40. With current circumstances, most of the B40 and M40 does not have enough savings to continue their life or expense. Most of the B40 and M40 depending on the daily basis payment. If they can't work, they will not get paid. They only depending on the job that paid them daily. For the person who running small business selling food at the stall also lost their income due to the pandemic. What about the people who live in big city like Kuala Lumpur? Definitely the cost of living in big city are very high. Even before the pandemic itself happened, they are already struggling to ensure that they get enough income to cover their daily life. My point, in order to exercise economy, need a buying power. All companies will struggle to save their business, and one of the way is resizing. A lot of people who lose their job due to economic recession after the pandemic. No jobs mean no money to spend. If the government focus more on giving assistance to the individual, this will give more buying power to the people and impact on sales drop by the business be minimized. This means if the government spend more on individuals, government also saving business and SMEs. So that's the point from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Encik Saleh. Now we go to the second section, the argumentative section. We give this first speaker to give the point about the argumentative section.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Alright, my first question, Mr. Saleh. In your point of view and your concern, how is government going to ensure that all groups of people, especially those B40, going to be evenly distributed, which means each of them are going to have an opportunity to gain the incentive because many of them came from the rural where they had lack of telecommunication and technology, and maybe some of them are single mother who live alone and do not have someone to depend on.
So for that question, so government have a lot of agencies under the government that can help to actually gather the data. So government agencies such as Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat (JKM) can actually help to gather the data and get the data from the head of village. So in this what we call in these circumstances, I think we need a lot. great responsibility from the government agencies and the head of the villages to deliver the right data to the government so that the B40 or the targeted group will not be neglected. Thank you.
Thank you. The second argumentative section, we give the chance to Encik Saleh to start his argument.
Okay, Miss Wani, I just want to ask one question. In your opinion, um, how can a business run if people are not willing to spend due to a lack of money in their pocket? So if the government give more incentive to the business and SMEs and neglect the aid to the individuals, so do you think people will spend their money more to buy goods?
Oh, thank you, Saleh, for the question. Right. In my opinion, if the government gives it to the business, so risk of company of terminating their works are actually being minimized. Okay. According to this recent speech by our Prime Minister, he has stated that the second is a special prihatin where the grant amounting to RM 2.1 billion will be established for eligible micro enterprise. So a grant of RM 3,000 will be provided to each company, benefiting almost 1,700 micro enterprises. So what they need to do is they have to register first with LHDN to enjoy this assistance. That's all.
Okay, thank you for all the speakers. For the conclusion, we can conclude that government plays an important role in ensuring that the country economy continues to grow, even though it's facing the COVID-19 outbreak. These instant steps are taken through fiscal and financial expansion policy to ensure cash liquidity and also increase the purchasing power of community. So based on the argumentation just now, we believe it is more important for the government to more focus on the business side. This additional package will protect your work while also guaranteeing business resilience. At the same time, the government will continue with prudent financial practice and high fiscal discipline to ensure that the country financial situation remains strong and in control. The wide-ranging measures in this new package include direct cash payout to affected citizens, discounted rate for the basic necessity, loan payment moratorium, financial guarantee, and additional allocation for critical sector like healthcare. How about the very backbone of the Malaysian economy? The SMEs are in a world of pain, with many forced to close their doors and others struggling to keep afloat in the face of the COVID-19 outbreak and the imposition of the movement control order. Basically, SME are too big to fail as we are so dependent on small business. If SMEs go down, many would lose their job. Any stimulus package need to do is simple, help business get through this crisis so they can hit the ground running when the outbreak is and the movement control order is lifted. This means helping business stay afloat with substantial liability and without having to lay off employees to cope with near-term challenge. This is very unusual world that we are living in now. The government will have to respond to changing situation in unconventional ways and with speed to support the business community from the worst economic impact of the COVID-19 outbreak. That's all from us. Thank you for here.